Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Aussie Racing League Division 1. This week at Suzuka in Japan. Today you have just me in the box at the moment, Nordal, a disastrous entrant from last night. And I'll be taking you through quali at least. Hopefully get some company soon. If there's anyone watching in stream who can tell me if the stream's as bad as it looks on my second monitor, I'd love to hear some feedback. Audio's good, FPS is bad. Okay. I'll have to get people to message me in Discord. Get a bit of stream feedback if I could. So it seems like running Twitch slows it down. So I'll be running in the dark here with no chat. Try to improve the viewing experience for everyone out there. So for anyone who's tuned in tonight, remembering that ARL consists of 3 divisions, soon to be 4. So I'll just take you through a quick run through the team standings. As it is, we have Williams on top, Alfa Romeo P2, Aston Martin P3 and Ferrari P4. McLaren P5, Mercedes P6, Alpine 7, Haas 8, AlphaTauri 9 and devastatingly a Red Bull in P10. So I think that is just the Div 1 constructor standings. So, looks like we're underway with Froswell taking us away for 1:29.462, fastest lap to start us off. Quickly going below the 1:30 mark on the mediums with Suzuka. I don't know who that is. Is that Crush? The Williams, it looks like Crush. And Sneaky and Lewis Al Hamill going one better respectively. Gonna try and find us someone starting a hot lap here for the viewing pleasure. Let Eckham take us away. Been on a bit of a roll Eckham lately. Seems like he's had a lot of pace in the bag. Of course, we've had a pretty competitive field lately. It's you got to be particularly rapid these days just to get a top 10. And we're seeing a huge amount of these fellas opting to set the first lap on the meds. So I'd be curious to see whether people will be continuing to do a few more laps on the meds, or if they're just trying their luck and will be forced onto the softs by some quicker laps from the other guys. Eckham makes his way out of the hairpin and towards the fast left into the back straight. And something of a shock, JKO of 1:36.073. I imagine he's capable of a bit quicker than that on the softs. Don't know if he's had another qualifying incident or if we'll be seeing a particularly slow lap from JKO today. Only two guys so far gone below 129, both on the softs, Zarko and T-Mac. And Ekam goes fastest, 128.437, half a second quicker than the competition. I'm sorry about this camera angle here. Codemaster's in the box, directing the cameras, just having an absolute nightmare. There we go, JKO. Thought he might have had a quicker one in the bag. Going P2, 128.555. So a couple of guys who haven't set a lap yet. We've got Ichuri, looking to go a bit better for the Red Bulls. Currently sitting on 1 championship point. I know he's capable of putting points on the board. He's obviously getting out of the way of a few guys right now, out on their hot laps. And he has done 2 laps, so it looks like he might have invalidated a couple of times. Oh, and he's... Oh. Let's save Ichuri the indignity, shall we? CJM put in a phenomenal drive last week. He'll be hoping to back that up with another brilliant strategic outplay. He qualified on the mediums then. He looks like he's going for another qualifying on the mediums now. 2 laps, so he's invalidated 1. See that rear light flashing, so I'm guessing this one is just a cooldown lap, or maybe a return to the garage. There we go, see him pulling in now. Dutchy, meanwhile, is out once again in red for the Ferraris. Put in a nice little outlet there, not too much weaving. Japan pretty notoriously hard on the softs. You want to reduce your tyre wear as much as humanly possible. As you see, sneaky DNFing. Sorry to miss that one. Leave my camera team. There goes Dutchy with a bit more of a weave now, getting a bit of heat into those tyres. He's stopped harvesting. It looks like he's going to be going in hot. Number 26 car there. One of the few guys in the league who isn't a number 69. As he crosses the line to start his hot lap. As usual, it's looking a little overcast here at Suzuka. So watch Dutchy through the S's, keeping it nice and tight, not losing the rear end, not messing with those curbs too much. And he's got it flat, exiting that uphill left. So this hairpin, as I found out myself, is a fantastic place to invalidate a good hot lap. Dutchy doesn't seem to have any such problems. Keep it nice and tidy. See if he can challenge Feber's P1 time so far, 128.289. It's like a little desync between myself and Dutch there. But luckily I'm not racing. Just under 9 minutes left in this qualifying session. We see nearly everyone out on the softs now. Kebab, but the only one from the meds who hasn't yet swapped onto them. 5 guys still to set a lap time. We're here with Dutchy, one of the 5. As he crosses the line to go P5. Ripping lap from Dutch. I think he'll be pretty pleased with that. It's number 1 driver for the Ferraris at the moment. Simdog, the only guy to set a lap time who hasn't gone below 130 so far. I think that was on the mediums. He's come back out on the softs to try and redeem himself. And most of the guys we've noticed posted lap times out again. So obviously CJM and Ichuri looks like they've had a few invalidates. They'll be looking to post a time, maybe a banker for one final hurrah. And Dodge is now on his flyer, down into turn 1. Downshift into 4th. Into the S's, and he looks like he's avoided invalidating on that exit to turn 1. A common place to lose a lap before you've even really got it started. Kincairo, champion from Div 2 today. Still in the pits. A bit of confidence, I'd say, from man who had a great race last night, but you know, maybe should be setting some qualifying laps. Now he's playing with the big boys. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe he's doing some admin duties. And you see Dutch still keeping it together. No invalidations here. Not Dutch, sorry, Dodge. No invalidations so far. A little bit of a wobble. But he's out in the back straight as I think that's a Mercedes getting out of his way there. It's like Fever on his outlap. See Dodge into the final chicane now. Still got the time on for this lap, so it's looking good. If he can avoid the spin out of the last corner. And he'll cross the line to go P12 as right behind him Fever is starting his hot lap. Hopefully Dodge knows and is out of the way. There he goes, he's out of the way. Might have even given Fever just a tiny little slipstream there for just a moment. Fever obviously known as a fantastic guy to watch. See if we can get behind the wheel with Fever for this lap. If you're ARL Div 2 like me or Academy, this is a great guy to watch. See what he does. Don't try and replicate it, but you know, maybe learn a thing or two from the lines, the gears, pick up what you can. So we're seeing just about everyone set a time now. Nearly everyone's gone below a 1:30 as well, so really sticking it to the lower division. Once again, really apparent the absolute pace of these Div 1 drivers. And Fever obviously driving to the limit, sliding around all over the place. It's making me nervous just watching him. He gets every last bit of pace out of that. And that was a purple sector 2 for him. See how he looks for sector 3. And he's already in 5th gear as he leaves the chicane. No messing around. Sliding around at the back in 6th. And so close to the line there. Does take, or I guess, consolidate P1 with a 1:28.122. Very much laying down the gauntlet for the guys behind to follow. And JKA looking to save some tyres a bit there. Not overly fussed about the white lines on the road. Presumably thinking he was not real keen on that lap, going for one final flyer in the last few minutes. Make the best of things. See if he can pip Fever for P1. JK has been threatening to have a great quality place for some time now. He just can't seem to break through. But here we go. Apologies. Just looking at a message on Discord. I do have some assistance coming, thanks Bulldogs. I believe if Kev doesn't show up, old mate James is committed to come and bail me out from sitting here talking to myself like a loser for all this time. So we'll see how we go with that. If James or I or Kev suddenly contract some sort of inability to speak, I'll give you the call up. Cheers though. So, while I'm busy private messaging with people, I'm not watching Frozzle's hot lap. Frozzle currently in P17, wanting to go a bit quicker, and you gotta say there's not a lot in it. Half a second, move him up 7 or 8 places. He's able to find a second and a half, he'd be in P1. It's a pretty tight field there. So looks like a lot of the fellas lining up in the pits now for trying to get the timer to get out on the track that one last time. And the track's at its absolute peak condition. Try to get over that line for your last hot lap with 0.1 of a second to go. And here goes Frozzle, going a bit earlier, he'll get no traffic on track at the moment, so that'll be a nice little perk for him, even with it not being quite so old. Doesn't have to worry so much about whatever happens in front of him. He's gone round on turn 1. That inside curb is just deadly. We've seen a lot of people's hot laps come unstuck there, just trying to squeeze out those extra couple of seconds, and he's now just having to park on the grass and watch his competitors go past on their hot laps. So a bit of a tough break for Frozzle, but maybe he'll avoid turn 1 carnage this time at least. We'll, keep our fingers crossed for him. So, still in the pits, it looks like we have Corrupt, Kebab, everyone else is out trying to set a time, including King Cairo, who's finally realised that he probably can't go from 20th to 1st this race. He's out of his element. So not a huge number of people on flyers at the moment. Looks like Zarko coming into pit, that'll be the end of his quali. CJM on the prowl, and he's got Fever in front of him. Fever will surely get out of the way of this. Give him space to finish his hot lap, and CJM, unusually for CJM, opting for the mediums. Maybe that's just my impression, but he does like to go for the harder tyre and go long if given the option, I think, CJM. Not so this time, he's looking to improve on that P7. And he's invalidated. Oh no, I think, was that a red flag further through? I don't think he has invalidated, sorry. Getting excited looking at the minimap. It's just other people having a nightmare all over the place. And he's hitting traffic. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna hope for CJM's sake that was invalidated, because that would have been infuriating. And we're seeing him away properly this time for the actual hot lap. God, they should really pay someone who has a clue what they're doing to commentate, shouldn't they? I am just here making it up as I go along. Absolutely, no idea. Also, I don't get paid, to be fair, so maybe that's it. So quali is now over, so it's make do with what you got now. Still on board with CJM right now. We're watching the times eagerly in the top left. Currently P1 Fever, 2 JKO, 3 Ekem, 4 Zarko, 5 Darkly. Not going to use all my oxygen reading them all out, because they might well change in the next couple of minutes. We're still seeing a lot of guys haven't finished yet, out on their one final lap. Seeing some people crossing the line now. JKO unable to improve. Ekem goes one better, moves up to P2 ahead of JKO. So, strong showing for Aston Martin again in Div 1. They've had some really great performances lately. Dodge obviously back there in P17, probably not delighted, but... And gonna watch the Fever cam here, see if he can go any quicker. It looks like he's pretty safe for P1 here, so he might choose to save his tyres, but he's not. He wants that name up in lights on the ARL scoreboard, I think. And look at how he throws the car into those corners so aggressively. You can see the car trying to spin as he's on the gas, and he goes faster than a 128, 127.947 for Fever. Absolutely stunning lap. Nearly 3/10 of a second quicker than anyone else. On track. It looks like the last fellas are just coming into pit now, so that will be qualifying positions. P1 Fever, 2 Ekem, 3 JKO, 4 Zarko, 5 CJM, 6 Crush, 7 Darkly, 8 Simdogger, 9 T-Mac, 10 Dalek, 11 Grid Jokes, 12 Dutchy, 13 Lewis Al Hamill, not sure who that is, sorry, 14 Corrupt, 15 Kebab, Shock P16 will be sneaky, looking to climb up the ranks, 17, also not having great quality, Dodge, 18, King Cairo performing out of his skin, we thought he'd be P20, Frozzle in 19th, and I did not catch who that was in P20, sorry, I think it might have been Achuri? Here we go, chance at redemption. It was Achuri in P20, there we go. So, stay put folks, back to you in a moment with the race, and maybe even a co-commentator, you never know. Stranger things have happened. So there it is. There goes our final load screen before 5 red lights. And the beginning of another ARL Division 1 showdown. FIBA looking to really assert some dominance tonight. Show what he can do. See Ekim and JKO and P2 and P3 not wanting to let that happen. Suzuka, very narrow track. Pretty difficult to get your car past the next guy, but absolutely fantastic to drive. Should be a lot of fun this race tonight. Really looking forwards to seeing what some of the guys can do. Especially as those tyres start to go off and the track gets a bit slippier. Might be a bit of mayhem with the ghosting off.
Hola.
Hola. We have, in the commentary box, a second. How you doing?
Hey guys.
Oh, here
Hey.
we go. And sorry to interrupt you there. We have 5 red lights and we're away. FIBA leading us away on the first lap of Suzuka ARL Championship Div 1. Down to turn 1. FIBA maintaining his lead. JKO and Ekim side by side, and looks like Ekim might just have the better of him there. And JKO gets back at him, so already plenty of action going on here. Sorry. Give you a moment to introduce yourself as we watch some carbon fibre flying everywhere.
How you going, everyone? It's Old Mate James here, just in time for the race. We'll see how angry my partner gets at me when she gets home and sees that I'm playing F1 again for the third night in a row. Just neglecting it horrendously. So
Have you tried telling her it's not a choice, it's a lifestyle?
I don't think that would fly. Yeah, I definitely saw some wings flying out in some places they were not supposed to be. Did we catch who they belonged to?
I didn't. If I had to guess, I'd say T-Mac and Darkly look to have fallen a long way down the order.
Dodge is actually missing his entire front wing.
Okay, well that's not what you want. Crashed and Martin living up to the name, as we see a Red Bull driving exclusively on the grass there, giving up on the track altogether.
Yeah, T-Mac's got big wing damage, so is Darkly, both on the right end plates.
Yeah, no end plate whatsoever to be seen for those guys on the right. Hopping back up to the front of the field, it looks like FIBA extending his lead to almost a second already over JKO. Ultimately got the best of Ekim. And setting a lap that I wouldn't consider a bad quality lap personally for his, his first lap on the start. So James, you got any smart money tonight on any particular drivers? Anyone you're keeping your eye on?
Not really. I got some pretty dumb money though. I can give that a crack.
Yep,
I'll put it
dumb
on
money's
someone and
good.
see how it goes.
Yeah, let's hear that.
I reckon we keep an eye on Ekin. So
Okay.
FIBA is obviously the number one choice,
Yeah.
but failing him, if he unfortunately bins it through the S's or anything, I reckon keep an eye on Ekin, and we'll see how we go for the rest.
Cool. He's currently having a great little scrap here with Zarko. Zarko put a lot of pressure on, but Ekim holding firm. Dropped a little off the back of JKO, but hard to tell what he's doing really. Could just be strategic. But if you see the mini map there, it looks like the carnage at turn 1 was significant. We have what, 10 cars in sector 2?
Yeah, that's a big drop down, pretty much from Sushi greater than Suzuka. Is that Crush?
I think that's Crush, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's pretty much from Crush down, the field is split in half. So we've got a 15-second gap between 11th and 10th.
Yeah, 2 separate races going on at the moment. I think they'll be... Oh, and we're just seeing Ekim taking out a Bollard, but no, he's alright. I thought it was carbon fibre for a moment. But yeah, 2 separate races going on, it looks like, and I think a few guys will be keeping their fingers crossed for a safety car to try and close this back up.
As you say it, Achu's into the... Yeah, in the S's there,
and
third
we're
corner.
about to get a view of it as FIBA drives by, I think. See if we can do some trauma spotting.
Far off on the left-hand side he is.
Oh, there he is,
Right
yeah,
there.
through the S's. It's not unheard of
no
place
safety,
crash,
though.
is it? No safety. So the guys in the front half of the field will be pretty happy about that one. And JKO now is close right back up to FIBA. Said that FIBA was, nearly a second ahead by lap 1. JKO back within 0.3 of a second now. Giving his gearbox a bit of a sniff there through the hairpin. No way back up the hill. He might just be saving his run for DRS.
Yeah, JK has burned through a fair bit of that battery though to catch back up and get him with that 0.2. So he's
Yeah.
down to 20%, whereas Fever's still above 50. Fever's, I wouldn't say cruising comfortably, but he's not having to push the battery as hard probably because
Yeah.
he's got that clean air advantage.
Not quite defending for his life just yet.
Mm.
But Feeble might just be planning to just sit there and coast a bit with DRS for a few laps. Now he's made up that delta. Not Feeble, so JKO. So I guess unexpectedly we're seeing a bit of a split field, aren't we? I thought we might. Oh, as we see Dutch and Grid Jokes getting very close just there. Dutch might be thinking about a crack under DRS here.
Yeah, he's juicing with the battery as well, but Grid Jokes has a fair bit of battery to defend.
It's not a very
Not
long
using
straight,
it.
but Dutch flying along, and he's got up the inside. It looks like he's going to be able to force himself ahead. He does. And keeps away from the curb, consolidates that P6 now. Dutchy saying, I think last week, he likes Hungary, but he just couldn't find pace compared to some of the other guys. But he's looking pretty competitive tonight, the Dutch. Looks like it could be his track. And I was in yellow flags there as Corrupt, I think, has gone round through the S's. And
Yeah,
Corrupt and
yeah.
Frozzle. Frozzle cannot get a break.
That was such a good start for him too. He was up almost 10 positions.
Yeah.
I wonder if he picked up damage. I can't see any visible wing damage, but I think he did hit the wall, didn't he?
Yeah, he might have. Oh, and Corrupt has gone round again. I can tell you from experience that once you've hurt your tyres on this track, you're in real trouble. They do not want to cool down.
He's cooked them.
Yeah. So Frozzle looks like he's got some degree of recovery in him, but Corrupt just plummeting down the order, and we see that gap between the haves and the have-nots, the P1 to 8 versus the rest of them, just continuing to grow really.
Yeah, it's interesting that Frozzle actually didn't manage to really lose any positions there. He lost the one to Corrupt, but then Corrupt also spun.
Right back,
he got it back. Yeah.
So Frozzle in the points.
Yeah. Are we going to see JKO make a run at Feber here? He's not. He's not dumping his battery.
He's not.
He
And
doesn't.
you see Ekem behind us closed up as well. So it looks like we're going to be, and Zarko in fact. So we're going to have that four-way fight for P1 now.
It's a bit of a train forming, isn't it? In those top four at the stage. Zarko, interestingly, 100% ERS. He has not used any of his battery. If he has, he's gotten it back. Whereas the two in front of him are less than 30-40%. And Fever in the front sitting on 60.
Yeah, so Fever and Zarko looking pretty comfortable at the moment to keep this pace up, sort of until the tyres stop letting them. And further back, we see a couple of positions changing hands. We see Simdogger going wide and CJM up the inside. I don't know if Sim might have cooked his tyres as well. So not like him to give a position away that easily. Didn't catch the first
I didn't
half.
see him go off. I think it may have just been due to the DRS.
He's just overshot. Outbreak, misses braking point. That would explain some things.
So interestingly, we've got the three medium runners fairly high up the field. Oh, actually, we've just had a spin. Sneaky. Spun it in the S's.
Sneaky's not really had a great time here tonight, has he? He's qualified, I think, P16, and he's gone backwards.
Yeah, that's very rough for him.
Yeah, he's looking to do better than that. On the bright side, though, Sneaky is notorious for not finishing races at all, so this could be, this could be a step forward still.
Let's calm down. We're only 6 laps in.
We've got 21 to go. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you, Sneaky. You can see a lot of dirt on the side of that AlphaTauri. It looks like he spent a bit of time off-road.
He did keep it out of the wall, though, I think, so that's definitely a plus.
Yep, and as long as you can stay on the lead lap, there's always a chance that a safety car will bail you right back out and put you right back in the mix.
So I think Lewis Hamil is Potsy.
Okay, that's Potsy. I did wonder.
Yeah.
So he's looking pretty good as well because he's close right up to that lead group now on the meds. So you can see that as the softs start to fall off around about lap 5 or 6, the meds do not. And someone who knows how to keep the tyres in a good condition and push at the right times, which we know Potsy is a very accomplished driver. He's managed to tag right back onto that front group, and we've got a real race on our hands, I think, here. for
Yeah,
P1.
Ekham's dropped right back from JKO, which has sort of taken the pressure off
Yeah, because
him
hasn't
and
he? See,
allowed him to get on the attack.
Zarko's got past Echo.
Oh,
Echo might have
yes.
had a bit of a moment somewhere. He's clearly going
Has he
slow.
got damage or something? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
T-Mac takes the only the second penalty of the race. 6 laps.
JKO's dumping that
Yeah, he's
battery.
having a look at it. He's up the inside, and Fever not able to defend there.
Feber
And,
dumps a little bit of the battery to defend,
and
but overall doesn't go for it too aggressively.
meanwhile, JKO still juicing out of that first turn. Gets the gap up to just over 4/10. So I think that's just Fever has to give him a bit of space to follow through this.
Yeah, with
I think
that
we'll see
dirty
him.
air, it's pretty hard to follow right up behind.
Yeah, so I think we can expect to see Fever coming right back at him with a little more DRS, into turn 1 next lap. Although that gap is continuing to grow. I'll take it back. I'll take it all back.
We've just had Dutchy pit and go onto fresh softs.
Ooh, Dutchy going for a two-stopper, it looks like. As Potsy gets through on Ekim now. Ekim just falling back. That might have been a bit of team orders on the Alfa Romeo, I'm not sure. Potsy now trying to chase down Zarko.
Did Dutchy start on softs, or
Yeah,
did he start on mediums?
Dutchy started on softs. I think he qualified He qualified in the top 10, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe just playing into that with that huge gap there. Maybe just feels more comfortable on the softs. Wants to keep it clean.
Check the race director. Yeah, Dutchy went from the mediums to the softs. He must have picked
He
up
was
damage.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to pit that early.
Yeah, so that's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on how he goes. As we have a yellow and a DNF, the corrupt.
Out. And maybe we can pick that up on the dodge cam as he goes past.
Yeah.
He's just in that wall on the inside there, isn't he? Completely winged himself on the inside of that quick right. And
that's actually caused a safety.
Yellows, yeah, that is a safety car. So brilliant opportunity for me to stop doing some camera direction very quickly. And I think I'll just leave it on JKO.
So Feber's making his pit stop, Kebab's making his pit stop, and Gridjoke's making his pit stop.
Yeah, and
Gridjoke's out on the hard, and the others are opting for the mediums by the look of it.
Yeah, so I think probably one of the big losers here is going to be Potsy, isn't it? Because that medium strategy was just coming into effect, and now he's going to, rather than gain that pit stop, he's going to have a bunch of guys on fresh tyres right behind him.
Yeah,
and we probably won't see the tail enders, filling in between them because there's such a gap between the front of the field and the back. So it might even be a good idea for Potsy to pit now and just get it out of the way, and you consider hards if he's comfortable with them.
I don't know. I think he stays out here, right? Because he's got probably 10 to 13 laps left in these mediums, and there's definitely a chance of another safety car here. So
absolutely.
It's definitely a viable option to stay out, as we see. Is that Dodge that picked up a 5-second penalty in the pit lane, unfortunately?
Yeah. So easy to be just a bit too hungry into there, isn't it?
I wonder if someone's taken out the pit board.
Yeah, always. Happens every time. It should be, I don't know, we should have very serious penalties for people who take out any braking markers.
I think everyone should just start to practice pitting with no pit board, and that way... Oh no, the pit board's still there. On JKO. JKO comes into pit, and you're right. Potsy does come into pit off those mediums.
I wouldn't want to be his race engineer. It's not. There's no. The best thing that could have happened there for him was not a safety car. There's no winning really, as we see in the pit lanes. A few cars getting a bit held up on each other.
See JKO and Zarko onto the mediums. Potsy onto the softs. So he's not going to try to go like medium hards and make it a one-stopper. It looks like he's going to two-stop it.
Maybe gambling on another safety car. Is Potsy going to come out? Where's he come out there?
Fourth.
So not
just
ideal,
in front of Ekim.
But those softs he'd really want to be streaking away out in front, wouldn't he? But and we're seeing a bit of a desync there. Oh, is that Zarko into the back of JKO with a rubber band?
I didn't see that.
It might be a desync on my part if there's no penalties up.
I think it must have been.
Just
yeah,
the Australian weather.
Oh no! He did definitely just stutter for me then. I think.
Yeah, there's some stuttering on screen between those.
Zarko, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, I think Potsy did make the right call of pit because he actually didn't lose a position for that, did he?
No, he
He
didn't.
he he, he pitted fourth and came out fourth, so
I
that
think as
worked out really well for him.
yeah, as long as he can get some moves done early on those softs and start to take advantage of them, not get stuck up behind the medium guys, I think he's still got a good
Mm.
race ahead of him.
Which is going to be easier said than done, right? With because they're all on mediums, but they're all on fresh mediums,
Yep.
and these guys are not going to let anyone through lightly.
No, and Japan is it's not a bad track on the meds. It feels good. They're going to have full batteries again after the safety car, and it's a narrow long track. So yeah, Potsy's going to very much have his work cut out for him going forward.
We're going to see this safety car for another lap, maybe two more laps, with how spread out this field is at the moment.
Yeah, it's
So
for us.
Dodge is significantly far behind. He's a minute down,
Yeah.
unfortunately, due to those incidents he had, and then the essentially, did he pit twice? I think
Uh,
did he pit and then pit again when the safety came out, almost back to back.
he might have. Yeah. I can't. Otherwise, you'd think he would have closed the gap up a bit more, if nothing else, wouldn't you?
Hmm.
But I don't know. Bert Mylander might just get sick of waiting for him and going for a coffee early.
Well, we are going around for at least one more lap under safety here.
Yeah, so good news for the tail enders. Good news for us, really. You know, more guys in close proximity is a better race, but yeah, a bit sad for the guys who put in so much work in those first 6 laps to build
Yeah.
a beautiful lead.
And Jayco actually ended up losing the position back to Feber. Did that happen under the pit stop conditions, or what was that? Because
I,
I don't think he got that on track
I
unless I missed it.
I saw very briefly in the pit stops what looked like an Aston trying to pull out as a Alfa Romeo went by and pausing for a second, so it might have just bought Fever time to just
Oh,
sneak
wow.
through just in the traffic there.
Yeah, wow. That's actually a pretty significant flow-on effect that's going to have for the rest of this race, I think.
Yeah,
Because being
Jacob's
in front here on
hungry.
the restart is going to be a big advantage for
Yeah.
Fever. And I'll be right back with my parts. No.
So I'm spying Frozel on the hards, along with grid jokes, and we've seen I think in the academy race the other night, we had a Mercedes driver do a very long stint on the hards and stay out through a late safety car and find himself with quite a lot of pace. So we know that the hards can be driven without spinning, but I think Frozel's looking to make up some time. He's in P12. The hards aren't maybe the tyre that he's going to shoot up the order with. I'm not sure. Bit of a strategic misplay there, really, to not use the safety to get on a bit more racy tyre. There's a reason the FIA don't pay me for my commentary abilities. So, because I'm bad at it. Not much of an analyst. Do like F1 though. Very enthusiastic. So I hope everyone in the streams is having as much fun as I am. Always loving it here. Even when my usual commentary pals abandon me. Having even more fun with James, who may well be in some trouble with the partner right now, given he's very quiet. And looks like the safety car is going to be staying out one more lap, so bit of a blow to democracy here. Yeah, let them race, Michael, but the good news is that Dodge is finally up to the back of them. He's on those fresh softs, and I'd put good money on racing resuming next lap, so stay posted, folks. I know that usually, under such circumstances, we would discuss food. It's a time-honoured tradition here at ARL. Discuss the cuisine local to the track we're racing on. I can't see chat at the moment. Sorry, I've been handed a second-rate streaming software and haven't had time to set it up properly. But would love to look back later and see if anyone's been commenting their favourite Japanese food. For me personally, it's katsukari. You cannot beat a katsukari. I could live off it. Anyone who says anything else can fight me. I'd love to hear your opinions. Love to see your opinions. Maybe I'll even open Twitch just so I can see what people are saying. Div 2 head steward Dutchy being an exemplar of giving space under the safety car. Over a second gap. As I speak, he closes it up, but look at that man, he knows the rules. Don't punt people under safety car, give them space. You don't need to be on their gearbox until the restart. Learn a lot from old Dutch, sometimes. If you're just tuning in, we're just about to return. Safety car in this lap. Return to racing. Safety car came out lap 6 when Corrupt crashed. Not a huge amount of changing up of the order. Under the safety car, we did see Fever retake P1. It looks like in the pit lane. JKO right behind still. Zarko P3, Podsy 4, Ekam 5, Rajokes in 6, Kebab in 7, Dalek in 8. Dalek's mum, an avid supporter of Dalek, in the chat as always. Giving a shout out to Dalek, I hope. Simdogger in P9 and Suzuka in 10 as Fever gets a great start, almost out to a second already on JKO. Clearly caught him napping. He's juicing down the straight. And looking very comfortable into turn 1. As Potsy gets by Zarko there, quite comfortably actually. Zarko caught napping and Potsy making those softs work for him. So JKO could be next on the chopping block there. Sorry?
I just came back to witness that restart. Was that the same safety car or a second one?
That was the same safety car.
Oh wow, it really went around a few times, didn't it?
I think we got 5 laps of it.
Oh, look at Fever go. Oh my lord.
Yeah, Fever
it's
just...
1.2.
He caught JKO napping. JKO was nowhere. He had 0.9 of a second behind by the time they hit the line, pretty much.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, and... Yeah, so... Hoping to see some good stuff from Potsy here. He's already closed well up to the back of JKO, leaving Zarko for dead.
Yeah, he's definitely putting him under pressure now.
Yeah, and he's used 25% of his ERS so far, so he is juicing for this, but I mean he's got to, right? He needs to take advantage of those softs.
Yeah, while they're still good, he needs to get in front and into clean air, otherwise he may as well be on mediums.
Yeah.
With no DRS though for the next 2 laps.
Yeah, he's going to have to follow
it's going to be hard
here, isn't he? And he's doing so. He's pretty much as close as realistically possible, and he's got a little bit of a tight line through there. Very early on the ERS, definitely giving it juice, and I don't think JK is going to be able to defend this with a slipstream nut. Potsy straight through, clinical execution, comfortably into P2, and it'll start to try and chase down Fever now, who's out to 1.8 seconds ahead.
This will be interesting. Fever is very rapid. Potsy's no slowpoke himself either, and at this point, Potsy still has the tyre advantage. But how long is that going to last for? Maybe another 5 laps, if that. And then those softs are going to fade.
Yeah, and if he takes the greater part of those 5 laps just to get ahead, he'll just be repassed again as soon as the tyres go off. So he's got work ahead of him, but it does look like those two just maybe a little more sort of mid-race pace than some of the other guys who was quite quick at the start. Just field sort of spreading out a little more. Maybe just without that DRS to close them up, we're seeing a bit more variation.
They're going to be broken apart before that DRS chain even really has the opportunity to form.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Oh, we've got a yellow. Is that Dodge again?
Looks like Dodge, yeah. Dutchy and Dodge, obviously 30 seconds off the pace. I missed what happened to them, but it looks like once your tyres are off, they're off. And don't know what happened, but it's going to be a rough race to catch up from there, I think.
Something happened to Dodge or Dutchy on the restart? Because they're both on 0 lap old tyres.
Yeah, I think they must have had to... Oh, did they go in?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, interesting, yeah.
Everyone that pitted on the first or second lap of the safeties on like 4 lap old tyres, and they've got 0 for me, and that's some sort of bug.
They haven't finished a lap on them, yeah. They must have had a collision under the safety car that we missed.
Crush is getting right up on Sim Dogger here. He's had to drop back slightly through the S's, but he is still pushing hard. And he actually has the battery advantage too, 67. We've got Frizzle! No! Where's that? That's in the S's.
In the S's just in the start of the second one. He must have clipped a curb. We've got a VSC. So, not
It's
much
only a
good to
virtual.
Dutchy and
That's full.
Dodge.
There we go.
Oh, there we go,
Full
full
safety
safety
now.
car. So, much good to Dutchy and Dodge. And what does Potsy do here? He must swap back to mediums, right, and go to the end. But he's going to lose. Well,
Yeah, I don't know. The problem is this is so soon after the restart.
yeah,
Anyone hitting is going to drop down so far. But these guys
yeah.
on softs, so Potsy and Cairo, uh, I don't know what to do. I don't know. They now is strategically the better time to pit than not under safety, but they will lose
That's
all the
track position,
positions.
yeah.
Yeah,
Gone.
if Potsy pits now, he'll come out behind Sneaky. He'll be in 15th or 16th.
Yeah, that whole field is gonna. Everyone in that pack is gonna pass by comfortably.
Because Sneaky's 14 off the leader, and it's what, a 25-second pit stop or something? Here he comes. Potsy's into the
Yeah.
pits.
Yeah, it's quite a. It's not the worst of pit lanes here, is it? But it's not a quickie.
We'll see. We'll see how far down
Yeah.
Potsy drops.
We're looking with a great interest to see, but he has pit, hasn't he? So at this rate, we could see Dutchy get back past him as well. Real lifeline for Dutchy and Dodge there. Absolutely devastating for some of the guys who have had to pit. And they've gone. We've seen Simdogger back onto soft, so he will be looking to go to
So
the
is
end, I think.
Cairo. Yeah, so is
Cairo for softs
Cairo.
as well. Yeah, so Jeff maybe giving them some
I mean,
hints there.
it's possible. They can do it. It's just the last few laps is going to be really hard for them. So we
Yeah.
actually saw Bassink last night in the Division 2 race when it was like something insane, like 16 or
Yeah.
15 laps on the softs. Like
Defensive
it was,
driving as well, wasn't it? He wasn't
yeah,
giving them nothing. Yeah.
he was sending it, and he was doing an incredible job at keeping Cairo behind him at the time too. So
Yeah. Yeah, so and we know that these guys obviously when you start the race on softs you've qualified on them, so you've kind of done a couple of laps worth of wear on them even before you've jumped on the track. So add a couple of extra laps plus a light of fuel onto the 7-8 laps you can do on softs at the start if you're feeling a bit feisty, and they could well make it. It's yeah, just be a bit slidey at the end. But track
yeah,
position is a
well,
big deal here. If they can take a few positions, maybe they can hold them.
they've got to take a lot of positions though to make it worth it. I feel
Yeah,
like.
they do.
But because these guys on the mediums at the moment, obviously Gridjoke's on the hards is not looking to pit again. These guys on the mediums looking to hopefully go to the end, I would say, but
I'd
that's
suggest,
not
yeah.
a surety.
No, every lap under safety car does make it a little bit easier, a little
That's
bit less
true.
wear and
That's
tear.
true. And we did have quite a few laps under that first safety, so
Yeah, I think 5 in the end.
yeah. So these guys are essentially on what 2 lap old mediums, I guess.
Yeah, not a whole lot of use put for them.
And we've actually got Eckham coming into pit.
Ooh, but not thinking he can go to the end.
What tires is he putting on? Another set of mediums, it looks like. Yes, Eckham onto a fresh set of mediums. And a wing replacement.
Ah, okay, there's the explanation.
Yep. Sneaky
That'd be
has
why it's
left
going
the
to slow.
building.
Sneaky out. He's still on the race, isn't he? Yeah. Probably just hopefully just the weather. He'll be back.
Bassink claiming in the Twitch chat he definitely could have done 17 if he wanted to gamble. I'd say that's a pretty big gamble. I don't like the odds of that.
Yeah, I did hear it referred to as a Perez-esque performance by a few observers.
Yeah, you should definitely go back and watch those few laps
Yeah,
from
I
the
will.
Div 2. I think it was like lap 11 to 16 or 17 or something like that. Somewhere around there.
You absolutely love to see the team strategy coming into play. Yeah, as the
Yeah,
teams go a bit closer and everyone sort of refines their abilities and stuff. We've seen some absolutely fantastic racing from across all the divisions. It doesn't matter how quick
yeah,
you are, as long as you're competing with someone,
the
close.
same
It's a
pace.
fantastic
Yeah,
race to watch. Yeah.
absolutely. It's that wheel-to-wheel stuff that makes it exciting, not
Yeah.
just how fast you're going. So we see the drivers warming up their tyres here. They look like they're suspecting the safety car to be in this lap. The grid is pretty much bunched up with the exception of Dodge further in the back.
As
Dutchy's
usual.
managed to catch up.
Dodge making a habit.
Yeah, he's had a real rough race,
He
hasn't
has
he?
not had a great race, old Dodge. He probably wants to forget about this one. And looks like weaving's starting to intensify across the board.
We have not had the message for the safety car being back in this lap yet, though, have we?
No, I haven't
No, we
seen it.
haven't. So it's going around again.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, it's surprising. Trying to remember if we had a safety car last night, and I honestly can't remember. I don't think we did in Academy. I can't remember, guys. I'll be honest, I've got a
I
memory
think there
like a
was one in
goldfish.
Academy, but I don't think there was.
Yeah,
I tried
okay.
my hardest to get one called out, but didn't manage.
Yeah, you were. I'm surprised your crash didn't actually bring one out because you were off the track, but you were like right
It's
there on the S's where the wall's not very far from the track.
yeah, I had a slight medical emergency and I was going slow up to that point, so
Yeah, okay.
probably wasn't going fast enough to cause enough damage, just enough to pull off the wheel.
Yeah, right.
Is that JKO with a penalty I'm spying there?
It is. What
So
is that?
that's
3 seconds. Must be corner cutting.
yeah, that's a colourful one for the race going forward. It's probably not what he wanted. Makes his job to take P1 just that little bit harder.
There you go. VSC. Kiwi in the chat saying that there was one VSC on lap one for Division 2 last night.
Do remember that.
So this is, I think, the most safety cars we've seen across the divisions for Suzuka for this round of the
Yeah,
ARL Championship.
obviously the slightly harder rules, the increased safety cars and the lack of ghosting in Div 1 does encourage a few more safety cars if it's a messy race.
No, it's clearly the caliber of the driver. I'm claiming Academy is the better drivers here, obviously. Never mind the fact we had a 27 point something pole position lap from FIBA. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but can he drive cleanly? He's got a lot he
Oh,
can learn from the academy guys.
to be honest, he could probably finish the race before I finish my pole lap, like with a pace like that. There we go, safety car in this lap. See the field bunch
Fantastic.
up a bit here.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
And guys, to keep an eye on this restart, Potsy, so 10th position, all the way down to the end pretty much. They're the guys that opted to pit, with the exception of Dutchy. So they're on fresh tyres, especially Cairo, Dodge, Simdog, and Sneaky on the softs.
Yeah, and
There goes
pressure tyres
Fever.
there as well. Fever's
He's
off.
away.
He's away, and Burns
He's
disappears.
done it again. He's done it again. JKO.
JK just doesn't
Caught
expect it
napping
every
again.
time, yeah. And we see Potsy already up one position on the Red Bull of T-Mac there.
Got him on the restart.
Yeah. And those fresher tyres clearly doing a little bit of good work for him. And Potsy going very wide on the exit of turn one. But does keep the position. Doesn't seem to have got a warning. Yeah, further up the field, that gap is over a second now for Fever already.
Grid Jokes looking to make a move on Kebab.
Yeah, good joke's getting very close. So the hard's probably, after about 9 laps, probably starting to outstrip the meds a little bit. So Grid Jokes might be looking very strong for the last half of this race, because he won't experience the same pace drop off that the rest of the top 5 will.
Yeah, this could end up working really well for him.
But and behind him we're seeing Darkly and Potsy fighting intensely through a section that you don't normally see cars on the side. And
side by side into
fast left.
Spoon. Is Darkly going to lose the position to T-Mac as well?
Looks like he's going to hold it for now, and he's in that slipstream as we see the train shooting off down towards the end of Sector 3. Gap only growing at the moment. Gridjoke's not able to get past Kebab. Give him a sniff. See Kinkaro, dirty driver, taking a penalty. And
Dirty driver.
Gridjoke's juicing down the straight, not enough to get him ahead of Kebab. Kebab still holding on. A bit of a train starting to form behind him now.
Yeah, if this field doesn't spread out in the next 2 laps when we have DRS activated, it's going to be a massive train. I'm actually quite shocked. All the way from third down to, what is it, 17th. Not a second between them. Third
Yeah.
to 17th, all within a second.
Or did you say
Excellent
that
racing.
Kebab's just fallen outside of second and flying
Oh,
over?
yep.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
um, so soon Fever, this time choosing to dump a bit more battery than he has previous laps. Looking to, I assume, break that DRS from JKO. JKO
Yeah, he's pushing
using
for it.
similar amounts of ERS, trying to close up the gap, I guess.
We've got DD Cook in the chat claiming that the curbs are deadly. I disagree. I think the walls are deadly. The curbs just help you get there faster.
You're not wrong.
At least that's my experience.
Yeah. The curbs are just the bait for the deadly trap.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at this. So JKO to Zarko is actually split pretty significantly now too.
Yeah. Seeing some empty air on the minimap there. As DRS comes online, but it won't be any good to JKO or Zarko. It will be useful, however, to Kebab, who looks like he might hold on if he can stay in that DRS until the next overtaking zone. He might just be able to keep grid jokes behind him.
That's going to be hard going through these S's and stuff.
Yeah.
Grid jokes with the DRS, probably pretty likely to get in here. Although they've got about the same level of battery, so if Kebab's willing to commit that battery to defending, he might be okay.
Oh, and look at Potsy trying to get up the inside of Crush there.
Yeah, all four of these guys, from Kebab back to Potsy, are looking to get these moves done,
Very
get up some
hungry,
positions.
yeah.
That's an excellent restart from Potsy. Back up in the seventh.
Oh,
he gets the nose in. Oh
doesn't
my
really
god!
give him space, but Potsy keeps it together.
Manages to save it. Drops back a little bit.
Immediately back on the juice, making back up that time.
Is he going to have the juice for the straight though? This is going to be a bit of a train here in front of him. I have a feeling he's going to get stuck in this train.
Yeah, I think without a lot more ERS in the tank, he's just going to be caught in that drag along. And just saw Kebab, we was wondering if he could stay within a second in Zarko for an extra lap. He's lost a whole second this lap, so he's going to be pretty much at the mercy of Gridjokes now, I think. And Gridjokes can smell blood in the water. He's closing.
Yeah, he's
right
coming
up.
up.
Yeah, he's
giving
himself
looking to make
as much chance as possible.
So is Crush and Potsy. And CJM behind him. Yeah, this is a massive train.
And look at him going very defensive, Kebab, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And,
look at the length.
Gridjokes goes around the outside, the long way around. And Potsy coming out to make a 2-1-9. And just Gridjokes goes through. So
we'll see Gridjokes probably take off from Kebab now.
I think so. Gridjokes maybe start to close up the gap to Zarko there and fight for P3. JKO continuing to fall back on Fever quite significantly now. Gap out to, well, over 5 seconds if you factor in the penalty.
Yeah, that penalty's going to make it really hard for JKO here to maintain that second position. Plus 3 seconds.
And if Gridjokes closes up that gap a little, he might find himself out of the podium positions altogether.
Well, we've got Potsy losing a position.
Potsy, yeah, and Potsy's right alongside though.
He's still on the inside.
Easily, and he's taking it back. We'll see if Crush can get up the inside into this, what did you call it, spoon?
Yeah, this is the spoon.
Ah, yeah, so you know the name of the corners. An element of professionalism, I just can't remember.
No, I think you're doing a great job, mate. I find, I'll tell you a trick. I can remember that one because on the track map it looks like a spoon.
Yeah, no, it's an intuitive name. I'll remember it forever now. So seeing once again Kebab looking to defend down the home straight, and Potsy is right on his back. He's nearly used all his battery now, but is it going to be enough to get through?
He's no way. He's harvesting.
No, not with that DRS there, but we're seeing Kebab trying to go around the outside. Gridjokes goes a bit wide, and Potsy does get through off the back of the mistake from Kebab.
Looks like that pressure was enough to force the mistake.
And just, I think, not knowing where to go, you know, I think Kebab was torn between two worlds. Do I stay or do I try and go for the overtake myself? And just couldn't quite get it right.
It's good to see a much cleaner race from Kebab here, because his first foray into Div 1, I believe, was it Singapore? He had quite a few incidences.
Bit of a baptism of fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Which I think he was pretty new to league racing, but he seems to be
Potsy up the inside through
fitting
the
in really
hairpin,
well.
sorry. He's got grid jokes, and can
Oh,
he stick it? Going side by
I
side,
don't.
and he's
Oh,
barely enough track here for two cars.
is he going to try and
He
outbreak him?
hasn't quite. I think he's going to let
No.
grid jokes have it for now. Probably come back to him in the DRS zone.
Oh,
Just
we've got
seeing
a yellow.
Charlotte going off, yeah. Yellow flags in sector 1.
He's managed to get it back on track. I don't know if he's hit the wall.
He's still moving, isn't he?
Hmm. What's
And
he still
Potsy
going?
now, he's thinking about it through
He
the
wants to go up the
haze.
outside.
He's got no
No,
time to waste,
he
does he? And
backs out.
oh,
He backs out. Oh,
see, Kebab up the inside as well. They're fighting
oh,
through the
big
chicane
contact. A
too
lot
wide.
of contact. Kebab's onto the dirt.
Oh, fantastic racing here, and Potsy managed to both somehow come out alive. It's probably saved grid jokes P4 for another lap. And CGM now getting up around the outside of Kebab. Oh, Kebab into the wall! Oh no, that's Crush.
And he's
Oh, Crush is
DNF'd.
DNF'd. Oh, we might see a safety car there. We've got full course yellows. And
No, it's just
no,
yellow
nothing.
sector 1 and
1 and
3.
3, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
I think
Michael will
Dalek.
let them race. Oh, I
Yeah, it
didn't
looks
quite
like.
catch what happened there. Just 3 wide into that turn 1. It just eventually someone gets the worst of it.
Yeah,
Oh, and
bloody hell.
Potsy looking to go up the inside of the hairpin again on grid jokes.
Oh,
And
that's
he's
such a difficult move to
fantastic
make.
racing, mate.
Oh no!
Oh,
And they're
Potsy out.
both into
Oh,
the wall.
Potsy
On a
out of the
grid jokes keeps
session.
it.
I don't think grid jokes could have really given him any more space there. I don't know. We caught it on stream though. Fantastic to go for a rewatch. If anyone's feeling aggrieved, I'm going to move on as an impartial commentator. And Grid Jokes did lose a position to Kebab there, so it's not all sunshine and rainbows for Grid Jokes.
Well,
He has dropped.
I'd be very surprised if he didn't pick up some sort of damage there.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a kerfuffle for both of them, didn't it?
He may have kept it out of the wall. It looks close though.
He is
Out, we have a
closing on
full
Kebab again.
safety.
Oh, we do have a full safety car. Okay, so it
So
has
this is
been absolutely riddled with safety cars, hasn't it?
so if you're grid jokes here.
Oh, and
Oh my god,
JKO!
JKO
5-second
under
penalty
the
speeding in the pit
safety.
lane. Is that a rage quit?
Did he
I
DSQ or DNF?
That feels like a rage quit. I don't know. Like
Yeah, what?
an into the pit lane and retire.
Yeah, I don't know. Or did he? He didn't rack up enough penalties to get disqualified, did he?
Go have a look in the pit lane. I don't think
Um,
so.
I'll bring up the incidents. The race director
He
here.
just got a 5-second penalty and he had a 3-second penalty, I think.
Yeah, JKO 5-second penalty, speeding in pit lane, and then that's it. So it doesn't look like he's DNF'd. So maybe he retired, but he was in second there.
He did
And
have a 3-second penalty in a safety car. He might have just been thinking.
he picked up 8 seconds, but he's still in the points, right? Like, that's strange.
Yeah, unusual. Maybe we'll get some words in from JKO later. Maybe he's had a technical issue. I mean, the way Australia's going at the moment, maybe the floodwaters got up to like his neck level and he realised he had to abort the race.
Is he from Sydney? Because it's a real possibility.
Yeah, if he is right, maybe he's had to unmoor his boat and he's lost internet signal. Who knows? But disappointing after a really sort of tight race from JKO. It started from what P3 up in P1, 2, 3 the whole race. Bit disappointing to not see him finish it strongly.
Yeah, he was going really well.
Yeah. And
No.
it looks like when everything's said and done, the big winner at the moment is Zarko. Zarko sitting comfortably in P1. I didn't see Feber's gone for softs.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice, right? Maybe he didn't realize how bunched up the field was behind him.
Yeah,
like I know Feber's rapid, but is he going to be able to get 9, 8 something positions in 3 laps, 2 laps?
It feels like a mistake, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But surely you can't accidentally just steer your car into the pit lane.
I mean, I've seen crazier things. I think Sneaky he's got 7-lap-old softs, but they might be doing all right because a few of those are under the safety car. So it'll be great to see what actually if he can take full advantage of those on the restart.
It's going to be a rough restart, I think. You know, 7 laps. Can you see? Can you see his wear from where you're sitting?
Say again, sorry.
Can you see Sneaky's tyre wear from where you're sitting? Because I mean, the front top six really are. Sorry, top five
Uh,
are on shredded tyres, I'd imagine.
no, I can only see 7 laps. I can't see the actual percentage.
Yeah, it might be a
Sorry.
pretty tentative restart, I think, for a couple of these guys. That last corner around Suzuka is a little bit slippery.
Grid jokes on the hard, right? But those hards are going to be difficult to keep up to temp
Yeah, if he can
or
get
get
them
up
up to
to
temp
temp.
again, he'll be
Yeah.
looking quick. But I kind of surprised to see him not weaving aggressively, pretty much non-stop,
Yeah, because
to
the
try and
safety
keep
car
traction him.
is going to be in this lap, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Regardless, because it's so close to the end of the race.
Yeah, you'd expect it to go straight back in. Only one who's not back up with the field is Dalek, but he's not far back. He'll be
It's
with him
very
again in the Super 3.
unfortunate. It's
Yeah,
been a rough race for Dalek, unfortunately.
there's
Poor
been
bloke.
some. Yeah, a few guys who just haven't really been able to get it to stick, have they? I mean, Dodge too is somehow in P8 after spending most of the race driving around, desperately trying to stay on the lead lap. He's
Yeah,
got some
well,
shredded old tyres. He's got 9 lap old softs. It's not going to be a pleasant run to the finish for him, but he could take some points here after what's been an absolute disaster of a race. And
it's looking better than the 19 or the 20 that he was in.
yeah,
Due to all these safety cars, the field has bunched back up, and he's been able to get a few positions and a few people spin.
there we go. Confirmation the safety car will be in this lap, as we all suspected. And we're seeing Dutchy falling, letting quite a gap develop there. Tail end of the field all bunching up briefly. And we'll move back to Zarko for the restart, leading us away in P1. The safety car is away down the pit lane, and they're away. And Kebab looking
Oh,
very
Kebab's
hungry.
getting a good leap
Kebab's
on him.
absolutely caught him. He did. I think Zarko thought he might have at least had a tenth of a second while Kebab reacted, but Kebab is all over him into turn one.
Yeah,
Zarko does have
that's
enough
a.
to keep ahead. Sneaky going through on T-Mac into
Oh, we've
P4.
got
Those
Darkly
softs.
spinning. Oh, actually, Fever's
Oh,
crashed as
Fever!
well.
Oh no, Fever! After everything that's happened, can you believe that Fever is going to finish the race outside the points?
I think that must have been some sort of collision there or
Oh, and
tangle, and then he's
Fever's
retired, I think.
retired, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man, that is absolutely devastating for Fever after a phenomenal drive. I think he didn't need to be in the mix at the back of the field there. He should have been leading the safety car away. I think that was a big error from the race engineer to bring him in there, but that's racing, I guess. And,
yeah. Zarko managing to edge slightly away from Kebab here,
yeah.
but definitely not to a safe distance. Kebab's going to try and bring that distance back down.
Yeah, and with no penalties for the front four of the field, all within sort of overtaking range. No more DRS to come this race, but overtaking range. We might see a pretty thrilling close to the race for the one lap that we still have to go. Seeing Eckham just coming through on
Or
T-Mac, and they're
T-Mac
fighting through the chicane there.
side by side. Oh, T-Mac manages to get ahead. Who has... Oh, no DRS. Of course, because he just had the
No
safety
DRS,
car.
yeah, and Sneaky's looking pretty rapid, but without slipstream, it looks like somehow Sneaky's going to get up the inside of Kebab. Is he going to let him?
Oh,
And side by
he's
side,
going to
it's
be on the
yes. Who's going
outside.
to seed?
Oh,
Oh God, you could see another car ended up on the wall there, couldn't you?
yeah. I think
And we do have
Sneaky
yellow flags in sector 3, but
Sneaky could have held the position there and forced Grid Jokes to go around a little wider, but I think he probably would have ended up in the wall.
sensing
And
I
we've got
think his sim dog
Simdogger.
around, yeah. I think Sneaky sensing maybe his first finish in ARL or one of his few finishes.
First finish. Oh,
So
rough.
maybe just ceding a bit of ground, a little older and wiser than previous races, or maybe just sick of crashing. Who knows? But good on you, Sneaky. Good to see you finishing a race.
I mean, you say finishing a race, but he's looking on pace to finish fourth, and
Oh,
he's up 12 positions from where he started.
oh,
So
Sneaky
it's
has no pace issues. He just has finishing race issues. It's a common problem throughout ARL. We have a few of those. And he tells me that he doesn't have these issues in other leagues. So, you know, hopefully he's broken the hoodoo now and he's going to be finishing. And he's going right up the back of Grid Jokes into the final
Or will
corner,
he? Is
hunting
he
for a
going to push
podium.
hard? He's
I
going to
don't
push
think you can
hard.
push that
He's not.
hard, can you?
Oh,
Oh, and
oh!
he's,
Look at.
oh my God!
No, he
What a
ran out of
finish!
DRS.
Grid
He
Jokes holds on barely by 600ths of a second.
Sneaky ran out of the ERS there right before
Yeah.
the line. His deploy was used for the lap, so it actually he slowed
Yeah,
down
nothing
quite a
left in
bit.
the tank, but a fantastic push there to try and sneak onto the podium from Sneaky. Awesome last lap there. So
There you go,
in a
guys.
pretty casualty littered ARL Div 1 Suzuka Championship race, we only have 13 finishes. So congratulations to Zarko in P1, finishing on top after a fantastic drive. I mean, Zarko really sort of quite unsung hero, right? Like, stayed in the mix the whole time. Really clean race, no disasters. Like,
Yeah, no, he actually did quite well. I think
yeah,
probably his
really good
weakest point was
performance.
just the safety car restarts,
Yeah, I
but
think so.
he still managed to, do it well where it counted on that last one and maintain that first position ahead of Kebab.
Yeah, so fantastic race there from Zarko, and Kebab and Grid Jokes will be your P2 and P3 on the podium. Awesome race for those guys. Driver of the day going to Kebab as well, so yeah, really great race. I imagine we'll be wanting to do some interviews. I unfortunately don't have permissions to drag people into the commentary box to do so.
I unfortunately have to take off, so
Oh, no
hopefully
dramas.
we can get Cairo
Yeah, maybe we'll
in
get
here.
Cairo. He was barely I barely noticed him in the race anyway, so he may as well come in and do some interviews.
That's absolutely savage, absolutely savage. Rudy brings up a good point too with AlphaTauri collecting some really good points, especially considering Aston Martin. Dodge ended up being all the way down in 10th, and JKO barely. I don't. He DNF'd? Did JKO
Yeah,
finish?
he
No, he
I think he
DNF'd.
retired
Yeah,
in the
that's right.
pit. We're not
He
entirely
did.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't actually catch that.
We didn't. So very quickly, I'll run you through your finishing positions. Zarko, Kebab, Grid Jokes 1, 2, 3, Sneaky 4, Ekam 5, Dutchy 6, Dalek 7, BDE T-Mac, P8, CJM 9, Dodge in 10, Simdogger out of the points in 11, Darkly 12, King Cairo 13, and then for the DNFs we have Fever, JKO, Potsy, Crush, Frozzle, Corrupt, and A Churi. Fuck. I mean, excuse me. That was just a loud exhale. It wasn't a swear in chat, if anyone's asking.
Eminem rap good cover right there.
Pardon?
There's a cover of Eminem rap good right there.
All right, so we might look to see if we can get some interviews going on in the box. I don't really know what to put on screen now. I don't have anything to show. I'm just
You
gonna
got the
whack
check up
that.
the recruitment. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We'll have a quick look at that while we see if we can find someone to interview.
Just
I
a
am
reminder
here,
to
Noro.
Hunter and in
just
Discord. Oh, we've got
just a
one.
reminder to Twitch chat while we grab some people to interview. You can subscribe now to the ARL channel. So if you've got that Twitch Prime sub laying around, feel free to send it our way. Support ARL. Support more of this great racing. Thank you very much. And I'm out of here while you do the interviews. Thanks everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks very much, James. Awesome
Peace.
filling in. So, Cairo, I suppose you're first up on the interviewing block. Do you want to talk about your race, or would you rather interview someone
Man,
else?
that was intense. That was so intense. Like there was a part of there where there was a mad train. Then there was I don't know, that was just crazy. That was fun.
Real great insights from you there.
Yeah. If there's anyone else that actually got a good position,
There's a couple.
let's bring in
Dutch had a P6, which I think he'd been looking for some points lately. I think Sneaky had a P4, 600ths of a second off P3 Sneaky at the end there.
Oh
Which
damn.
is a photo finish, awesome stuff. And he
Let's
actually
bring in
finished the
Dutch.
race. Yeah, let's go with Dutch.
Alright, I'll bring him in.
Dutchy
Dutchy boy.
Oh,
Whoa,
hello.
busy talking. How you
Hello,
doing,
yeah,
Dutch?
man.
You were in the
Oh,
points this
dude.
time. P6 was it?
Yeah. Safety car, mate. I'm a safety car driver. Oh.
Dutch, what happened? I was behind you on that restart when you were battling with Frozzle when he was on the hards. What happened there?
Dude moved under braking. Good times.
Yeah, that was pretty, like, you're the
Yeah.
one that ended up second best.
Yeah, I was literally like alongside braking, and like I broke, and by the time my right front wheel was just behind his left front, he just decided to move to the left and then cut me off.
My view of it was a bit different, but
Yeah.
we'll see how we go. And what else? How was the rest of the race for you, Dutch?
It's seesaw, mate. Literally died at lap 8, safety car, came back up there, and then got killed again. Safety car back up there, and then finished P6.
Yeah,
so.
we were very surprised to see you pitting on lap 7 or 8 off the mediums before most
Yeah,
of the soft runs
damage.
ran in. Yeah, it was
Damage. I got literally tapped by Gridjokes into turn 1.
But you say
there was a
you
lot
say
of
safety car
chaos.
driver. You had a decent quality lap, didn't you? You weren't
No, I was
languishing.
P12.
P12. Nah, I would have taken it.
My last lap I spun too. Right on the last corner, I spun on that right-hand side curve coming into the chicane. But I was only a 10th up, so oh well.
Oh,
That was good
well,
racing,
good
mate.
race, mate. Kyra, do you reckon
Yeah.
you can bring in Zarko for us? He was the race winner. We should probably
Yeah, I'll bring him in.
see what he's thinking. Thanks again, Dutch.
That's
Ciao.
the reason I'm here, mate.
Ciao.
Zarko, race winner. Zarko,
Yeah, what's up?
congratulations, mate, on the race win.
Thanks, man. I got a. It's a bit of a gift, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know what Feeble was doing pitting.
I don't know, man. I was.
I think Phoebus told us before he likes challenging himself.
Okay.
So,
That he did.
but- yeah,
Challenged himself
clearly
into
didn't
a
work
wall.
out for him.
Yeah. No, I think he
You're like-
retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah, it's
awesome
good.
drive from you, Zarko. Qualified close to the front, stayed close to the front all race, kept it tidy, no mistakes, always on the pace. Like,
Yeah. I kind of had like a setup that was good on tires, so I was finding that the other guys like Ekem and all that was falling off after a few laps.
yeah, no, it was
Good
very
thumbs
tidy.
up, man.
Must be thrilled.
Is
So,
this your first win?
Not like in my life.
No, like as in ARL.
Oh yeah, it's my third race.
Oh, third race, first
Third race,
win.
first
Fucking
win.
1 in 3, not bad odds.
What a rookie!
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one was like, I kind of feel like with UK with Britain that
yeah.
would have been close, but I had a really bad luck with the safety car.
Yeah.
I had
safety car.
I had dry tires and everyone was on inters, man. I just pulled out a massive gap. And then,
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And then the safety car delta is different for different tires. So if you're on inters, it makes you go faster than if you're on wets. If you're on dries in the wet. So like I had
yeah.
like a 18-second lead like dry pace, and then when the safety car came out virtual, it went down to 14 seconds virtual. So it's
Oh,
just
wow.
like it's like 7 or 8 like actual racing speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No dramas.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it
Congrats
was-
again, my friend.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
man.
And
race,
next
mate.
week we're at Brazil. So how's your
Brazil.
pace there?
Yeah, Brazil is. I like Japan is my favorite track on the calendar. So
Oh yeah.
like
Welcome to the fellow race winner at Japan Club, Zarko.
yeah. It's,
Uh,
and you know it's like so many leagues. Not many leagues do with Japan because it's like not a popular race. But
Yeah.
Oh, I love
You
Japan.
know,
Japan's
I love
great
it, man.
track,
It's a
yeah.
beautiful track.
like you know,
never
it's
seen
good that Russia can be on top, waving the Russian flag. So you know.
I mean, in racing, I'll allow it. In in global diplomacy, maybe keep that one under your hat for now.
So
It's okay.
boys.
It's okay. My mother's Ukrainian, so it's fine.
It's
I
all
don't think that
good,
makes it
bud.
fine, but we're not getting into that on stream. We are
I get a, I
strictly
get a,
political.
I get a free pass.
ARL
Oh yeah, no,
stream.
I get it, man. I get it.
We're
I'm
moving
just-
you along now. No. Cheers, Zarko.
Oh shit, I'm in the stream channel, am I?
Yes.
You
I thought we were just
Please.
chatting.
No.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. You're getting banned on Twitch now.
Yeah. Cheers, bro. It was good
No,
while it
we've
lasted.
disavowed you.
Yep.
Uh,
Alright. Is there anyone else we should bring in? I don't think so.
No,
Crush. We'll bring Crush in. He had a bit of an incident.
he did.
Crush.
Oh, I'm in the commentary box, alright.
You're
Oh,
a
yeah,
very
yes, you
informed
are.
person.
You're on the spot now, mate. What happened?
We caught it just on the
Um,
corner of our screen. You going left on a
yeah.
right-hander. It didn't look right.
Yeah, I got put in the wall. Not much else to say, to be honest.
Just, forget.
Did someone put you in the wall, or did you find yourself in there on your own?
Yeah, no, I believe that it was CJM's fault, but we might have a closer look soon. But
Yeah, no problem,
It
mate.
was a bit messy. There was a couple of cars all piled.
Mate,
up
lap
trying to
one.
overtake.
yeah,
Lap 1. I don't know what happened. Lap 1.
yeah,
I
no,
forgot ghosting was off.
I don't know what happened, but I know I hit Zarko and that like caused the whole train of damage, but I don't know if that if it was his fault or what happened really.
Oh,
Like,
that
I
was
need to go-
you, was it? Because there was a.
I know I hit him and I was up the front. Like I was one of the first people to
Yeah.
get it. I don't know if it was like Zarko's like just braking or whatever it was, but yeah, I'll have a look at it, see what happened.
No dramas, mate. Well,
Unfortunate,
you're
mate.
still leading the championship,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, well, you know, it would have been a handy 20 or so points, but
yeah.
Well, how do you
You're
feel
still
on
leading by
Brazil?
40 points, mate. Don't worry, you got no issues.
Are you
yeah,
feeling
well,
quick in
30 points
Brazil?
for me. Yeah, a lot quicker than Japan. Japan's like one of my worst tracks, I'd say. So, like, that's why I was kind of down the back for most of the race. But yeah,
Maybe get that slightly higher qualifying position, a little bit safer from damage
Yeah.
into the next one.
yeah, sure.
No problem. Cheers, mate.
Cool. So
Thanks so much, Crush.
I think we'll
Alright.
call it there.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic place to end the stream. I've had a lot of fun talking at you.
Yeah,
Has
I can
anyone left?
imagine, man.
I'm sure. I'm sure Dalek's mom knows my voice very well by now, if she didn't already. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thanks to the Lemonheads if you're there.
Yeah. Catch us
Awesome
next week
racing.
at Brazil.
Don't forget, we are absolutely awful under pressure. Goodbye.